What's something that teens think is cool, but really isn't? That guy who graduated a couple years ago, but still hangs out at the after-school spot and buys the cigs and alcohol for everyone so you keep him around. The one who has dozens of stories that are wild and exciting but has no friends his age to back him up. Being a D to people. Destroying things. A cemetery in my town, with headstones dating back to the 1600s, had to stop access to the grounds we used to take walks on the paths looking at the headstones because teenagers were coming in at night and smashing up the headstones. I've seen a few other examples, destroying gardens, statues, decorations people have put in their yards, etc. Get a life. Being sarcastic all the damn time. 13-year-old me lived and breathed that sarcasm is the greatest form of wit meme. I was such a little shit. When I was on Tinder, it seemed like every other profile included the line fluent in sarcasm, and it got so cliche. I started judging these people as unoriginal and uninteresting. Thankfully, I'm not on Tinder anymore. Being disrespectful to teachers. I see this a lot. When I went to prom, some guy's date wasn't being allowed in because they found a bottle of vodka in her purse, so he runs through security anyways and flips a table. The female teacher working at that table was bawling her eyes out. The girl I took is just awestruck and going off about good for him for not taking that, and that was the moment I left that table to go and hang out with my friends. Cycling around with loudspeakers on their bikes so everyone can enjoy their music. Driving drunk. Making fucking TikToks in the school bathroom when some people are just trying to take a fucking piss. Like I'm old so they didn't make TikToks in the toilets, but girls would just sit on the floor all break and lunch and reapply their makeup over and over. Like they used to complain that it smelled. You're in the fucking bathroom. What do you expect it smell like? A girl literally gave me daggers for spraying water on a bag that she put right next to the sink. Like cool, I just took a dump, but I guess I could just not wash my poop hands and touch everything on my way out. Spending your entire life at the behest of social media and the internet in general. Also, despite what you believe or how much they cost, your trainers look like shit. Faking depression, anxiety, etc. Trust me, you don't want to have that. Yes, definitely. There are so many teens out there being wannabe damaged and depressed. Vaping and smoking and all of that. Like I'm 18 and it just annoys me when people my age make it their personality or try to brag about it. We were so close to getting rid of teenage nicotine addiction throughout society, but Juul just had to market to teens. Ostracizing, teasing, bullying, or marginalizing other kids because they are different. Sadly, many don't grow out of this when they become adults. Damage to other people's or public property. I get depressed when I think of some of the stupid shit I used to do as a teenager. Smashing people's mailboxes with a baseball bat just because the cool kids were doing it is one of them. Funny thing is, the cool kid I'm thinking of turned out to be the biggest loser in town as an adult. Not considering that everything they do, once posted on the web, exists forever. That ton teenage nonsense will be at the fingertips of any law enforcement, prospective mate, university admissions staffer, or employer who can use a search engine. Sending naked photos to their partners. It's something many adults have trouble with. Those things hardly ever stay private, and often take on a life of their own. Buying expensive sneakers, clothing with a brand name on it, paying 10 times more for shitty materials with a brand logo than the actual production price. What's worse is they call other people poor for not doing the same. This may be a cultural thing, and it may not be prevalent now, but solving problems or issues with violence among teens used to be a pretty rad thing to do. You may look cool and tough by getting into fights, but life ain't Fight Club, mate. Vaping. The teen smoking rate was so low thanks to so much hard work people did to make smoking seem like appealing and less available to high schoolers especially. But now vaping is back with big time with this age group. Kids who probably would never have touched a cigarette are now addicted to vaping. I have no problems with adults vaping or smoking, it's their prerogative. But kids have no idea what they're setting themselves up for. Disrespecting other people, doing drugs, stealing, the list goes on. Face tattoos, I just don't get it. I am aware that they're not allowed to get one legally until they turn 18, at least in Europe, but still have seen some being rude. TikTok, having followers, when in real life you wouldn't acknowledge or want those people anywhere near you. Being a nobody is vastly underrated nowadays, and teens should realize that social media isn't the be-all and end-all. Something that really resonated about what you just said. Being a nobody is vastly underrated nowadays. I completely agree. In the teen and the only social media have is Reddit. I used to have a Tumblr too, and being pretty introverted, I like being disconnected from everything sometimes. Not sure if that's what you meant, but that's how I took it. Buying expensive brand name products with parents' money and throw a tantrum if they get the just as good brand. Taking and sending nudes, definitely not cool and technically child pornography. Bragging about how little sleep they get, like come on man, Alzheimer's isn't cool. Constant lack of sleep prevents the brain from cleaning itself up properly. Over time this can possibly lead to neurodegenerative issues such as Alzheimer's. But on the other hand, teenagers have a different sleep cycle that is out of sync with adult sleep cycles. So the concept of the lazy teenager who is always sleeping late like Marty McFly is more about biology and laziness. I'm a teen, and I can say with certainty that vaping and drugs aren't cool. I have never done them and would never. Last year, I remember going to class and everybody brought a fucking vape with them. I have no idea how none of them got caught. They were literally sharing the same vape. Don't smoke, kids, it's bad for your health. Playing the USSR anthem E-rape on the bus. Drinking, smoking pot, risky sex, and being edgy or keeping it real when you're really just an insecure child, especially the last one. Being a teen, I work in education. It's hilarious how common it is for teens to think that they are better than adults and above all better than younger children. In fairness, the things that are important to teens are controlled by teens, so other generations tend to not be able to keep up. So if the adult was in their school year, they would be at the bottom of the social hierarchy, so teens treat them like that. 16-year-old here. I get so annoyed by people disrespecting teachers, kids smoking and bragging about it, bragging about driving on the highway without a license, bragging about getting drunk every weekend, bragging about having bad grades, etc. And showing off online. People don't realize that not being known has more advantages than being known. Undervaluing education. It's the I don't care about school BC I'm gonna be famous mentality. My school, it wasn't just going to live in the woods and hunt my own food. The kids who thought they were going to do this all got dead-end shit jobs and pumped out kids before they were 20. Didn't quite make it to the woods, did you, Jesse? Swearing. There's a college near me, UK, so these are 16 to 19-year-olds, and every other word is fucking. I don't give a shit about bad language. These kids are clearly just showing off and trying to act grown-up, despite the fact that adults don't swear nearly as much. A lot of them suddenly develop a black London accent despite being as white and middle class as they come, and 300 miles from London. It's pretty funny, really. Public Fortnite dances. At this point, I think it's some kind of way to attract females to have intercourse with them like peacock do with their feathers. Playing horrible rap music, I mean the songs are shit, and also screaming penis loudly on a bus. Sex is now a thing in middle school. The amount of sex and drugs circling my town at the ages of 12 is concerning. My graduating class had 105 students with 4 children and 1 on the way. Small town with lots of teen parents. I started hearing about people losing their virginities at 12-13, so I'm assuming it's similar or worse now since I am in my 20s. I am disgusted by the amount of minors and people I consider children talking about having sex. Nasty. Keep it in your pants until you are prepared to deal with the consequences of sex, such as pregnancies and STDs. Communism. Thanks for watching. Share your stories in the comments.